who will be with you for this session as we deliberate. To start with, Cap 12 is our immunity here. It's our privilege extended on to you for the purposes of this interaction. No one will take you to court. So, with whatever you say here, be as factual as anything that will help us all, unless you decide to mislead your committee unnecessarily. Then the same Cap 12 will turn on such an officer. With that having been said, it is your turn, CS, to walk us through your report. But the bottom of page 6 of your report to page 7, where it says grants, empowerment, irregular approval and award of grant. That part with the entire response or responses on page 7 resolved. So when you reach there, you go straight to page 8. That part has been taken away from you, ma'am, and your team. Here it's just concerns and observations. So the external auditors said, no, that part leave it. You are free to start.
Thank you very much, Chair, for the opportunity to have us in your presence. I just wish to seek your guidance on how I'll proceed with the report.
You proceed in this manner. You read the query, then you come to the management response. Just the headline. Failure to implement approved projects. Finish. You go to your response.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chair. Our first query, failure to implement approved projects. The management response, the cause of query, the failure to implement 37 approved projects with a total allocated amount of 13,531,1815,000. Action taken. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings. Management commenced the implementation of the CDF 2022 projects. We wish to report to your committee, Chair, that all the 37 projects under subjects are being implemented as attached at Appendix 1. Remedial measures. Management will always endeavor to comply with the CDF guidelines and other relevant legislations such as the Public Procurement Act in the implementation of all CDF projects. The next query, Chair, poor workmanship and delayed completion, rehabilitation of 1x2 classroom block at Mobe Primary School. The cause of query, poor workmanship and delayed completion, rehabilitation of 1x2 classroom block at Mobe Primary School. Action taken. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings and wish to state that due to inadequate funding of 84,000 kwacha allocated to complete the full rehabilitation of a 1x2 classroom block against the initial engineer's estimate of 95,000 kwacha, the quality and completion period was drastically affected. Management could not immediately secure additional funding to rectify this defect in 2023 because the 2023 budget had already been committed by October 2022. In addition, Chair, I wish to report that management had challenges to conduct regular monitoring since the Council had transport challenges at that time. On a letter dated 2nd November 2022, the Council wrote to the contractor to inform him on the delayed completion of the work and rectifying the substandard work. However, after realizing and considering the increased cost of materials to complete the project, management resolved that extra funds be applied from the CDF committee from the 2024 funding in order to complete this project satisfactorily. Management wished to report that additional funding of 64,997 has been approved by the CDF committee towards the completion of this project as attached at Appendix 2. Remedial measures: management to ensure that adequate project funds are allocated based on the presented engineer's estimate to ensure that each project is funded adequately for completion. Secondly, Chair, I wish to mention that with the CDF monitoring vehicle, management has intensified on regular monitoring and supervision of works on all the projects to ensure that poor workmanship or substandard works and delayed works are rectified in the quickest possible time. The next query, Chair: stored works, construction of Ranchele Clinic Staff House. Cause of query: implementation of an approved project. Action taken: management acknowledges the Auditor General's observation and wish to report that the construction of a staff house project was not among the Council's approved projects. However, management admits that there was a contract between the Council and Chipope Macreach Construction and General Suppliers Limited to construct Ranchele Clinic. However, after World Vision took up the project of constructing Ranchele Clinic before the Council could move on site, the Council had no choice but to terminate the contract with Chipope Macreach Construction and General Dealers Limited to construct Ranchele Clinic. With this development, Chairperson, the committee recommended that the funds allocated to the clinic project be channeled to the construction of the staff house, and this was reported to the CDFC committee for consideration in a meeting held on 20th June 2022, and it was discussed that engineering should prepare a BOQ against the funds. However, before the due process of the contract approvals could be completed, the committee mobilized themselves and commenced the construction of the staff house. Management wishes to clarify to your committee, Chair, that no funds were released to this project as no contract for the staff house was entered, and therefore a bill of quantity was yet to be approved to warrant any scope of works and subsequent issuance of a site possession certificate. The cited structure was solely being constructed by the community. We've attached a letter from World Vision at Appendix 3. Management recommended to the Constituency Development Committee for approval of the construction of the staff house and subsequent recommendation to the Ministry for implementation. However, the Constituency Development Committee resolved that the allocation of 84,000 be channeled to procurement of desks in the same ward, Imansa ward, as part of the 2024 CDF project as attached at Appendix 4, Chair. Remedial measures: Council will always adhere and comply to the Constituency Development Fund guidelines and other relevant legislations. Other queries: failure to provide documents. Cause of query: failure to provide documents. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's observation and wish to state that there was no contract entered for the construction of a staff house project, and therefore no bill of quantity was prepared to warrant any scope of works and subsequent issuance of a site possession certificate. The cited structure was still solely being constructed by the community. The Council had not yet approved this for onward recommendation for final approval from the Ministry. The Council had not yet paid any allocated amount to this project because it was discovered to be financed by World Vision, and hence community suggestions to change the approved scope of works from construction of a clinic to construction of a staff house. However, before the full process was concluded, the committee started constructing the staff house, which was stored at a later stage. We've attached the confirmation letter from World Vision. Remedial measures, Chair: the Council will continue to adhere to the CDF guidelines and other regulating legislations. The next query: stored works. The cause of query: stored works of Ranchele Clinic Staff House project. Action taken, management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings. The project under subject was not approved by the Council and therefore it was not under the supervision of the Council. The Council made recommendations to the CDF committee to request for additional funds that can complete the construction of the staff house. However, the committee has allocated the amount of 84,000 to be taken to the procurement of desks in the same ward, which is Luanchile Imansa ward, as part of the 2024 CDF project, as attached at Appendix 4. Chair, I'll skip, with your guidance, I'll skip page 6 and 7. Yes, thank you. And move to page 8, failure to maintain a register of assets and stores for the constituency. The cause of query, failure to maintain a register of assets and stores for the constituency development funded projects. Action taken, management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings and regrets that at the time of the audit, the Council had only one register for all Council assets, including those financed from CDF. However, the Council has since kept a separate register for constituency development funded projects. Management has since kept 2 asset registers, one for constituency development funded projects and a consolidated one for all assets, including CDF. Remedial measure, all CDF projects will be captured into the asset register at the point of contract award. The next query, Chair, failure to code payments. Cause of query, 76 payment vouchers in amounts totaling 3,074,089 made during the period under review were not coded. Action taken, management acknowledges the findings of the Auditor General and regrets that the only codes the Council had been applying on its payment vouchers were those as indicated on the chart of accounts in the format of activity-based budgeting. Further, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development is now implementing the output-based budgeting that will be capturing the full coding of payment vouchers as the new software will be rolled out in the year 2024. Management has committed itself that following the migration from activity-based budgeting to output-based budgeting, the full coding of payment vouchers shall be adhered to in the new software to be rolled out as soon as the 24-24 budget is approved. Remedial measures, all payment vouchers shall be coded. Budget performance. Cause of query, variance 1,960,089 arising from funds withheld by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development meant for purchase of police vehicle and CDF monitoring vehicle.
I guess these are cross-cutting issues?
Yes.
Okay. Next, the time indicate.
Noted, Chair. Thank you.
You may continue.
Okay. The action taken.
Have we done?
Oh, sorry. On the cause of query, balance brought forward 2,436,823 arising from 2021 funding, and spent 21,347,066 arising from committed funds on projects pending completion of procurement process. Community projects, this was delayed due to delayed CDF guidelines and the long process of approval and other requirements. Loans, this was delayed due to delayed CDF guidelines and the long process of approval and other requirements. The grants, this was delayed due to delayed CDF guidelines 2022 and the long process of approval and other requirements. The bursaries for boarding and skills, this was delayed due to delayed CDF guidelines 2022 and the long process of approval and other requirements. Disaster, this was also delayed due to delayed CDF guidelines 2022 and the long process of approval and other requirements. Equally, the admin cost, this was delayed due to delayed CDF guidelines and the long process of approval and other requirements. Action taken, community projects.
Just to the table, then go to.
Okay. Management. I can proceed, Chair.
Yes,
thank you. Management commenced the implementation of the CDF of 2022 projects Management wish to report that all the 37 projects under subjects are being implemented as attached at Appendix 1. Remedial measures, management will always endeavor to comply with the CDF guidelines and other relevant legislation such as the Procurement Act in the implementation of all CDF projects. Appendix 2 on the cross-cutting issues, which is failure to spend. The cause of query, unspent funds, 12,855,162. Management commenced the implementation of the CDF projects, CDF of 2022 projects. Management wish to report that all the 37 projects under subjects are being implemented as attached at Appendix 1. Remedial measures, management will always endeavor to comply with the CDF guidelines and other relevant legislations in the implementation of all CDF projects. Appendix 3 on the cross-cutting issues, misapplication of funds. Cause of query, misapplication of funds, 11,000 from village banking to fish farming. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings and wish to report that the club under query continued with the village banking with an initial amount of 1,000 kwacha each, totaling 11,000 as seed money. The remaining amount was diversified and reinvested it into fish farming as a reservoir for gradual increment of allocated amounts to each club member. Find attached fish pond pictures marked at Appendix 8. Copy of village banking funds marked Appendix 6. Action taken. Management discovered that the village banking activities were still ongoing on the initial seed money of 1,000 kwacha each, whilst the balance was reinvested into fish farming as a reservoir, and cautioned the clubs to seek authority before embarking on another project. Remedial measure. Management will ensure beneficiaries of CDF grant and loan funds comply and abide to the approved intended purpose of the funds. Appendix 4 on the cross-cutting issues, unaccounted for grant funds. Cause of query, unaccounted for grant of 34,783. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings and wish to report that the funds under query meant for village banking were reinvested into fish farming alongside village banking. Action taken. Management summoned the leaders to avoid drifting from the purpose for the grant. The remedial measure, Chair, management has intensified monitoring of all clubs to ensure they abide to the intended purpose of the grant money. Appendix 8, failure to disperse soft loans. Cause of query, failure to disperse soft loans amounting to 2,934,349.84 ngwe. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings and wish to report that at the time of the audit, soft loans were yet to be dispersed pending approvals as well as bank clearance. Action taken, Chair. Management has since dispersed soft loans amounting to 2,843,949 to 28 beneficiaries, the balance of 90,400 kwacha yet to be dispersed to one beneficiary. Find Appendix 9. Remedial measures. Management will, sorry Chair, I'm supposed to read remedial measures. Management will always ensure that soft loans are dispersed as soon as all relevant approvals are done in accordance with the CDF guidelines. Bursary.
So, just there, honorable members, it's not remedial measures, but measures. You've seen that? Yeah. We accept if it is still remedial measures, we'll go with it like that.
No, Chair, it's supposed to be measures as I correct.
You may continue.
Grateful, Chair. Appendix 9.1, Bursary Secondary School Skills Development and Spent Grants Management Response. Cause of query, unspent funds amounting to 4,477,583. Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings and regrets that at the time of the audit, grant funds were not yet dispersed pending regulatory approvals. Management wished to report that 3,830,000 810.19 go of outstanding skills and bursaries have been paid, leaving the balance of 646,772.81 ngwe for the remaining durations as attached at Appendix 10. Remedial measures: management will always ensure compliance to the CDF guidelines and other relevant legislation. Appendix 10, missing payment vouchers. Cause of query: missing 2 payment vouchers amounting to 13,000 kwacha. Management wishes to acknowledge the Auditor General's findings and wish to report that the 2 payment vouchers have since been located and attached at Appendix 11. Remedial measures: lockable filing cabinets and a strong room has since been secured for the safe custody of all accountable documents, including payment vouchers. I wish to submit to your committee, Chair.
The submission is well received.
Thank you.
On the missing 2 vouchers which have since been found, Honorable Simumba, Dr. Kamwanza, in that order. These are just concerns. You are not in the dock. Okay, these are just concerns. We are interacting.
Chair, thank you very much. Chair, I'll take you to page 2.
Page 2.
Failure to implement approved projects. Chair, I note that there are 37 approved projects. However, it was observed that as at 30th September 2023, Chair, all these projects were not implemented. And these projects, Chair, were approved in 2022, 26th August 2022. Now, when you look at the action taken, they are saying management wish to report that all the 37 community projects are being implemented. See Appendix 1. Chair, I want to take you to Appendix 1.
Appendix 1?
Yes, and the Appendix 1, Chair, and I just sample one project, which is number 30, staff house at Kaverenge Primary School.
30.
You have seen that one, Chair, which is 100%. They have implemented this staff house. And Chair, I want to take you to the completion certificate, which is on for the very Kaverenge.
Completion
before the pics. You have seen before the pictures.
Just before the last completion certificate.
Yes, in fact, it's the last. It's the last one.
As you are going to the pictures.
Yes, the last one. Remember, Chair, all these projects, as of 30th September 2023, were not implemented. But the council, they are telling us that for them, in June 2023, this project was completed, and they even issued a completion certificate. That is just a sample. I would want to find out, why didn't you show this completion certificate, or rather the very building which you completed in June, and the external auditors had to query you that it was not completed and it was not under implementation? Chair, I submit that is just one of those.
Thank you. Is it on the same Dr. Manza or different? Please, we'll take you 2 or 3 questions. Let's be noting The entire team. We are here as a team. Yes, sir.
Just to follow up on Honorable Simumbu's question, the same project, number 30, when did the project start? And the project start date and end date. And I'm so much concerned with the presentation of completion certificates. Is this the standard way of presenting a completion certificate? Even just this sample of project number 30, check the description of the work. Construction of one staff house at Kaverenge in Muteteshi ward. If you look at the project description on appendix number, on appendix 1, it does not match the description of the works. Even a completion certificate is not ordered by a contractor. It is a client. Your wording here, having received your notice, letter, or invoice dated 5th June 2023, requesting us to issue a completion certificate for the works done, we hereby confirm to have assured ourselves of the fact that the works have been fully completed as prescribed in the contract. A completion certificate has got no financial details, has got no start and end period for the project, and the authorities, a supervisor, certified by a supervisor from the contractor or from management. This is very worrying, Chair. Even the same certificates are not consistent.
Doc, let's have bullet questions.
Yeah, what standard are you following for completion certificates?
Okay.
That's the question.
We are starting with those concerned. CS and your team. If it is anywhere where you've not understood, we can refresh our concerns. Yes.
Thank you very much, Chair, for the concern. Regarding the issue of the completion certificate vis-a-vis the query on the non-implementation of the projects, we can safely say that this was presented to the audit team that was on the ground. But I think the auditors looked at the projects overally, despite the few that we had completed.
They would have captured. And you would have also told them, why are you doing it overall? We have did you present these completion certificates to them when they had come?
They were presented, Chair.
And they did not take note of them? Why haven't you stated in your response to say at the point when we are interacting with external auditors, we presented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? You want us to start now engaging you and the external auditors here? No.
No, Chair.
So proceed.
Thank you, Chair. On the project start and end date, maybe, of the project.
You heard the first question. The completion certificate is in June. The other one, July. The other one, 18th November 2022. But all this you couldn't, because they are saying from September 2022 to August 2022 to September 2023. But you had already completed some works, according to you, in November 2022. Why didn't you present this to the auditors? You want us now to believe, to say you presented.
Chair, a few of these were presented for the completed projects. Other than that, there were still some projects that were still being implemented by the council.
These should have been presented. Yes, on the start and end will come, so that they don't, so that they don't lose track. Yes, who is speaking it through UCS? You delegated to someone. To who? Where is the director of works?
I'm here, Chair.
You heard the question. Is that the way you put a completion certificate?
Chair,
In Kapirimposhi.
Chair, I would wish to submit that completion certificate, as the honorable member alluded, is supposed to have those details. And we apologize for not bringing the completion certificate that comes with the IPC when the memo is being written for payment.
No wonder we are disputing to say you presented this to the external auditors. He's an engineer like you. He's questioning. Even the wording, is that how it's supposed to be in Kapirimposhi?
No, Chair, and I would want to also agree with the honorable member. During the time these certificates were presented, I was not in office, but
Okay,
I
don't
agree
worry. It's not you being in the office or not.
Yes.
But we are talking of who? Kapirimposhi.
Sure, Chair.
Is that the right way?
No, Chair, I think we'll have to also revisit how the completion certificates are written.
Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I'm finding it a little bit difficult to understand the CS. What she has read to your committee is something else, and at the same time, she's contradicting herself and telling us something else. CS, you are saying you are not agreeing to this cause of query, which is stating that failure to implement 37 approved projects. You are saying at the time the external auditors came, you had other projects running. But in your action taken, you read to this your committee. If I can just reread what you read. You said management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings. Chair, if we are to replace the word acknowledge, it simply means accept. The word acknowledge, Chair, simply means admit. The word acknowledge, Chair, simply means the statement presented above is the truth. Now, is the CS Chair in order to start misleading your house, your committee, by giving us contrary information when she is under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia? Chair, may you advise the CS to present to your committee truthful information that she has read to your committee as she has brought it. We are not fabricating things here against Kapirimposhi.
CS, you've gotten that.
I've gotten it, Chair.
Is it the management?
Chair, admittedly, not all the 37 projects as indicated were completed.
Management acknowledges the Auditor General's findings. But you are telling us even at the time they went, you presented this. So how do you acknowledge? How do you accept? To augment, as my colleagues are coming, you've said all these projects are now running, yes or no?
Yes, Chair.
Go to your appendix 1 and project number 10. you or any other can tell us what percentage is that? Use your mic.
It's a 0%, Chair.
External auditors wrote that for you.
We presented this ourselves, Chair. Thank you.
So when a project is at 0, is it running? Imagine a project from approved in August 2022. This is February 2024. The project is still at 0. You have 21 projects at 100%. You have only brought 5 completion certificates. If you were to go to another committee, you would still have come to say, we presented all the 21 what? The completion certificates, like you are telling us with the General Auditor's Office. Where are the other completion certificates? 21 are at 100. May I hear your answer I give my colleagues? Speak through the mic.
With your indulgence, Chair, I would refer the questions to Director Works and Director Planning.
Works. Were you in the, when were you in the office? I want now to help you.
Sure, Chair.
When did you go to Kapili?
I started work on the 3rd of January, Chair.
This January?
This January, Chair.
And you were able to pull these 5?
I was getting information from what has been availed from the officers.
So where are the other completion certificates? At least you were able to get these others. You never saw that it's 21, they are at 100.
I saw that, Chair.
Honorable Simumba, Honorable Mwene, Honorable...
Chair, thank you very much. I think the people of Kapili, Chair, they need to know, especially in the Kapumba ward, these very important projects of drilling 22 boreholes, and the money, Chair, was allocated 550. We want to know why the drilling of boreholes is at 0%, depriving the people of Kapili the access to clean water. That is number. Number 2, Chair, the project number 11, it is completed. I'm sure this is a classroom of 1 by 3. Now, I wanted to know, when did it start? Because when you look at the time that were audited in September, this project was not implemented. But now, it is 100% awaiting handover. I haven't even seen the pictures of this 1 by 3 classroom block and also the completion certificate. So maybe those 2 questions, Chair, we want to know why.
Where is the picture for 1 by 3 and the completion certificate? CS?
Thank you, Chair. On the first question of the Kampumba boreholes, I request our Director Planning to respond.
Thank you, Chair. For Kampumba, what happened was that the 22 boreholes were pegged at 25,000 kwacha each, and by the CDF committee, and when we tried to float the tenders, no contractor was willing to take up a project at that cost. So we had to go back to CDF committee, where we requested the committee to approve the boreholes at a reasonable price, which was 45,000, and this happened. After this happened, we also submitted to the relevant authorities for approvals, and a contract was signed with a contractor to start drilling boreholes
just was it January 2024.
So
So it was due to the insufficient
come
fund.
again, your last statement. When did the contractor start drilling?
The contracts were signed. There's a letter for the contract. Hello? It's not.
DPO,
Yes.
you sent the matter to CDF committee.
Yes, sir.
Where are the minutes?
For
Of price adjustment.
the minutes, despite not attached, we can still submit.
So you want your committee to accept oral submissions? Anyway, I'm interested, your committee is interested on the contractor. When did he start?
I meant the contracts were signed with the contractor.
On when?
It could be January 2024.
There still, I would want also to know who advised the CDF committee the price, because I'm sure these are the technical people that we rely on.
The price was to be adjusted from 25 to what?
To above 40,000.
Above to above 40, to 25 to how much?
To above 4,000. I'm trying to check where I can find the write-up, so that I just...
Okay, as you are finding the write-up, you concentrate on that. When you find, raise your hand so that I give you to say you found.
Oh.
CS, less, yes.
As for the picture for
1 by 3.
1 by 3,
Yes. And the completion certificate. Honorable Sumimba has failed to see it, but I can see the CSs.
construction of 1 by 3. On the 6th page of the picture.
2, 3, 4, 5. We are saying health. Where is the classroom?
Honorable asked about the construction of 1 by 3 classroom block, the one at Manyinya, the one at 100%. This is the one that I'm referring to, Chair.
It is Muvomfwe, then Manyinya, but the picture is on the next page. Are we together, Honorable? The other question was, where is the completion certificate? Now that the Honorable has seen the picture. Thank you. You are doing a good job. We want points of clarifications, like they are coming out. Where is the completion certificate?
Chair, we have the completion certificate, but not available at this meeting. I think in our preparation, we had focused on the query, focusing on what we had done at the time of the 2022 projects.
You brought a picture and then you leave a completion certificate. How are we going to know that is the right picture for the right work? No wonder you never gave these other completion certificates to the external auditors. You don't do that. Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, this report is something else to me. CS, I would like to guide you. Look at, we are on page 2. Here you are answering queries on failure to implement, okay, these 37 projects. When you come to page 9, again there is unspent funds under cross-cutting issues, budget performance. You have unspent funds of about 21,347,066 kwacha. You have made your own explanations, which is okay, up to you. Then again, when you go on page 10, again, when you look at the projects there on that your table, there is working projects 0, number of outstanding projects 40, you know, such kind of performance. Seriously, you know, the main aim of government to give such huge sums of monies as the CDF is to better the standards of living of our people in Zambia. Now you, CSA, with your council, you have chosen not to implement these projects on time. You can look at, for example, even the projects for 2022. This is when now, even up to now, 2024, you haven't yet implemented them. For example, you are answering queries about the boreholes and so on. Why have you, CS, with your team, as a council, chosen to take the opposite direction of the government's guidelines to provide the services that are dearly needed by the people? Because even recently, Chair, we saw the President was commissioning the drilling of boreholes. Unfortunately, in Kapiri, this is not being done. Opposite of what the President expects of us all, the citizens, to perform. Chair, I just want the CS to explain to your committee why Kapiri Town Council has chosen to go the opposite direction of the presidential directives, or has chosen to go in a way that the government does not want. I submit, Chair.
Is it on the same? On the project. Let's have that. You answer CS, then you will come back to honorable members. I can see the DPO is ready. Could that be your signal? No, okay, you are not yet ready. We are still waiting.
Okay. The response is that, my apologies, the oral answers I was giving, the attachments are not here.
But you told us they are here. And you were busy looking for them. Yes. No wonder we gave you time enough. Have you found them?
No, not yes. Chair. We omitted when at the time of attachment.
So, just to be, we've given you Cap 12 to be truthful.
No.
And the same Cap 12 has its what? Consequences. We don't want to go that way. CS, you answer, then we'll have Honorable Mansa and Shaka Foswa.
Thank you, Chair. I allow the Council Treasurer to pick up the matter on the unspent funds.
Treasurer.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we wish to regret that at the time of audit, these boreholes were indeed not being implemented, Chair. And actually the reason for that, Chair, is that of the price which we got from the market price index.
You have no evidence to that effect. You are just submitting orally. Go to page 10 of your report. Are you there?
Yes, Chair.
Are you seeing that the one on top, the table on top?
Yes, Chair.
Go to number 6. What is on number 6?
The admin component of the
Go
CDF.
to the balance.
The balance is 0, Chair.
Yes. So administration component finished. Works not done. Honorable Mwanza, Honorable Shakafuso. Oh, sorry. CS was answering through the treasury, sir. But he still wants to hear from you. Why are you going against the presidential directives? CS and your team.
Chair, I just wish to assure your committee that the presidential directives are not being going against them.
This is what
but we are doing our best to proceed with the guidelines and the implementation process, Chair.
2022 projects. This is 2024, not implemented. You are doing your best. Is that what it means to do your best? CS? Honorable Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. Well, CS, I mean, did you go through this report as a team? Because there are a lot of uncoordinated statements, distorted facts. This is not just the only project. I mean, we can give several examples in this report that is showing very uncoordinated. And maybe for if you're doubting, I will just highlight. I don't even need your answer, but just for you to see the flaws that you you prepared this report with. The completion certificate.
Is
the first certificate
is just giving the highlights.
Yes, I don't want you to answer. So the first certificate, it is not signed by a supervisor. It is stamped by an internal auditor, Kapiri Town Council. This is an auditor's stamp. An auditor is stamping a certificate that has no financial details. The second page, the second certificate is not stamped by the council. The third, I don't know whether the certificate, a commissioning certificate, checklist. What machine was being commissioned here? If you look at the details, I can see it's a machine that was at the Kapiri Urban Clinic, but what type of machine? Was it a refrigerator? Was it a scanner? Was it what? This detail is not there. And the fourth certificate, it has no auditor's stamp. In short, there's no standard for issuing certificates. And pictures, talking about, the pictures look very nice indeed. Thank you for that. The second last picture in Nchembwe, purchase of materials for completion at the Luanshimba Primary. From the title, purchase of materials. So I'm expecting to see materials, a picture in terms of materials. So where are the materials in the pictures? These are just some of the highlights. So I don't want you to answer this, but my question was on the Luanchele Clinic, which is page yeah, page 5. I will not read through the stories. What is the status of construction at this Luanchele Clinic with regard to the staff house?
Chair, like alluded to in our report, the Luanchele Clinic has been taken up by World Vision. But the staff house was paid that was allocated, the clinic actually was allocated an amount of 84,000 kwacha.
I'm interested. You started as council, the Luanchele Clinic, yes or no?
Pardon?
You started as council. Who started this clinic?
The clinic was started by the community chair.
Which is yourselves?
No, the locals.
How was it brought to your attention?
It was brought to our attention through a submission, of course, by the CDFC committee
Okay.
for its completion.
But World Vision had started, or it's the community?
The community had started, Chair.
Then it was brought to your attention.
Yes, Chair.
At which stage did World Vision come?
In 2021.
Is it on the same? Yes, sir.
CS, before the new guidelines of 2022, the 2018 guidelines needed the community to contribute 25%, and then the rest of the money by the council. Is that so? When undertaking a project, is it why you allocated the 84,000 kwacha?
CS?
Chair, we may not be privy to the background, but of course from our details or from our books, we've seen that an amount of 84,000 kwacha was allocated at that time for the completion of this very clinic.
CS, before I'm whipped, the chair has come. I would love the chairperson to introduce himself.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. Is it Kapili Council?
Kapili, sir.
Thank you. My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency and the chairperson for this committee, the committee appearing before this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I just wanted to acknowledge the honor of the city. Yes. We may continue, Honorable Shakafuso.
Since you're trying to run away from responsibility here, and we'll make you account. And we're going to close this matter by being truthful. Why I'm saying this is because when you delay to implement a project, you fund it in 2021, 2022, it will not cost the same today in 2024. I've seen you had a meeting in February with the area member of parliament to complete almost the same project. The engineer's estimate is now at 537, when this job could have been done at 84 or somewhere there. It was a requirement that the community contribute 25% of materials and sometimes labor, and then the council through CDF would contribute 75%. I asked you this question. Was it not so under the CDF guidelines of 2018?
CS or the treasurer?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the background to this project, Luanchere Clinic, Chair, is that, like the way you've rightly put it, Chair, an amount of 84,000 was allocated to that. But then the process of actually approvals for that project to be approved in order for the council to move on the ground, at some point, Chair, that's when it was discovered through communication with World Vision that they've picked up that project, the Luanchere Clinic, Chair. And that's where the community now decided to say the allocated amount, which was 84,000, be channeled to a staff house, Chair.
Which money was channeled to do the desks?
Because the 84 amount, which was initially allocated to Luanchere Clinic, Chair, was not spent.
Yes.
And therefore, now
we have money here varied to desks. From which project, CS?
The same Luanchere
Yes,
Clinic,
that's
Chair.
why now you are confusing us. The same Lwanchele money goes to staff house, the same Lwanchele money goes to desks. Treasurer?
Yes, Chair. Chair, maybe let me put it this way, Chair. The 84,000 was initially meant for Lwanchele Clinic. Now that Lwanchele Clinic was picked up by World Vision, the community suggested that we take the 84,000 towards the construction of a staff house. Now, before the process, because it meant now to start again, it was a new project. Before the process actually could actually finish, the community mobilized themselves and they started actually constructing that same staff out, which stalled at some point. We couldn't actually immediately allocate additional funds to that because the budget was already committed. And now we decided actually to seek additional funds for the 2024 funding that probably maybe we can go and finish up the staff house.
World Vision never came in?
No, well, it's a clinic for the World Vision, Chair. Okay. Now we're talking of the staff house on the same clinic.
Oh, from the clinic's money to staff house?
Yes, Chair.
Now that's where you're asking for a top-up?
Yes, Chair.
Where was the money for desks coming from?
That's where I was coming, Chair. Now, when we took this matter to the CDFC committee, Chair, for them to approve the funding so that the staff house now can be done, the CDF instead decided and resolved that the 84,000, instead of it going towards staff house, let it go towards the procurement of desks, Chair.
Honorable Shakafuswa, Honorable Mwanza, then would give the chairperson. Please, let's be winding.
Do you have a picture of the completed Lwanchele clinic to show us?
No, Chair, we don't have a picture. Actually, it's being done up in phases. As you read from the letter of World Vision, the last phase of the material is being committed by them in this budget.
By World Vision?
Yes.
There's total confusion.
If I can go to my point.
Yes, sir.
Chair, why I'm asking is the council has allocated funds, okay, for this clinic, which is not complete, by the way, up to now. That's why I asked that question. You are disputing. Is it complete?
Complete, Chair. I was just for the allocation, Chair.
Yes, I've read what you've put, and I also understand.
Honorable Shakafuswa, just go to your point.
My point is that CDF funds are allocated in a particular year for an intention, so that when they work on a project, members of the community are able to enjoy and derive the benefits of those funds in that particular year. And these funds, I take it that they are from 2021. They are, isn't it? So imagine from 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, these funds are still in the account of Kapiri, Mposhi Town Council, depriving the people of Kapiri of the intended purpose to develop the area. When did the World Vision write to you that they wanted to take up this project?
CS or the treasurer or director of works, any. You can help each other.
So, Chair, we have a letter attached from World Vision. This was as at last year, December, seeking their confirmation from the information that we got as management. So we got back to them, and they guided to say they had funded in the first phase of the project, and they're still proceeding to fund the second phase of the project, which they had started with the initial works in 2021.
2021, and this is 2024. We would love that clinic to be finished this year. Whatever confusion that is in between you and the World Vision. Honorable Mwanza, please, we are winding.
Yes, on the same clinic, of course, When I check Appendix 4, the minutes of the CDF meeting, you are requesting to allocate 537,776 under 2024 budget. But I saw just below the table, considering that the staff house was at lintel level, the Honorable MP pledged to complete the staff house using his charity organization, Stanley Kakuo Foundation. Are you continuing to allocate these funds for the said project from the 2024 CDF, or the Stanley Kakuo Foundation is taking over? And looking at the resolution concerning the 84,000 kwacha, the second sentence, Luanchele Staff House should not be funded, as the ward had challenges of water and desks, that the said amount should be channeled to water provision. Are you allocating the 84,000 towards water provision or towards desks? What is the contract status? The position, because you terminated the contract to the contractor who was awarded 84,000 at 84,000 kwacha. Now that you're channeling the 84,000 to either desks or water provision, are you using the same contractor? Because his expertise was in buildings. Now, is he going to take the contract for desks? And at whose cost?
On that note, let's answer those three observations.
DPO.
First, the correction on resolution number 2, which says that the said amount be channeled to water is supposed to read the desks, supply of desks.
So,
Oh, that is on page 2 of the minutes. So
it is now the supply of desks.
Supply of desks, yes.
Not what?
Not water. So the resolution 3 now goes on.
We will read what you present to us. So we are not magicians or prophets. So it's, sir, doc, it's no longer water. It's now desks. Were you in Chalimbana CS?
Yeah.
When you do go to Chalimbana, you do go to go and do what? The ministry or yourselves will call you to Chalimbana to go and do what? CS.
Chair, to coordinate the responses and
when
also
you
the
come out
filing.
from there, you are not coordinated. Chairperson, we can be going with your, yes, like you said, you are just putting it to them. I'm looking at time.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I've missed some of the submissions from, or the questions from my colleagues, but looking at just this report, it makes a very sad reading in that the auditors can find in a particular constituency or local authority 37 projects approved but not implemented. It doesn't matter you implemented them yesterday, last year, but to find in a particular year, financial year 2022, to find 37 unimplemented approved projects. It's very sad. And you go further, you find that the administrative cost is in negative without implementing the projects. Then what we are using, because by and large that component is supposed to be used for monitoring the projects, among other things, but basically it's for monitoring. This is the reason as to why government released the vehicle, released the money, is for you to be monitoring these projects. Now there are 37 And the year closes, just like when the auditors went. The year closes. The money, you're in negative. Are you the right team to deliver development in that particular constituency, that particular district, based on the submission and based on the findings of the external auditors?
CS, are you the right team? You go through the mic. Are you the right team?
We're the right team, Chair.
If you are, why all these shortcomings? Let's have the last intervention from Honorable Shakafuswa and Honorable Singombe. But you were answering.
Chair, my last intervention on Luanchele Clinic is the council engages Chipope Marriage Construction and General Suppliers to finish the clinic, but they change and say we are channeling the money for the clinic to a staff house. Auditor General goes there and finds that they didn't obtain the necessary permissions to apply the money to the staff house. They then abandon the staff house. If you can go to page 6, Chair.
Page 6.
There's a picture of the staff house there at the clinic, which is abandoned. And in your minutes, again, you've changed. You don't want to commit funds to this staff house. My question, Chair, is this staff house going to become a white elephant? Or you are going to use your authority, because you now have the authority, CS, to vary and finish projects like this one? What happens to this staff house?
As you are picking on that one, don't forget of the Stanley Kakubo Foundation. You've forgotten. We can refresh.
I can put it to them.
Yes, yes.
So why did the CDFC decline the offer of the area member of parliament to finish this staff house using the Stanley Kakubo Foundation? Because in the minutes, you haven't shown us that you agreed with that offer.
Appendix 4.
Appendix 4. You have attached minutes.
And you do also find the Stanley Kakubo. We are not generating it. We know he's our colleague, honorable member, but you brought it.
Are you there?
Mm-hmm. Who would help us through you, CS?
DPO.
DPO.
The deliberations, I think, from the pledge by the honorable member of parliament, the committee acknowledged and thanked the member of parliament. We are grateful, though it couldn't just come out in the resolution as approved by the CDF to say yes, the foundation should take up. It just says after a thorough deliberation, after a lengthy deliberation, because they deliberated after the pledge.
Are you coordinated in Kapiri?
Yes.
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 Is
Chair.
that coordination? Well coordinated.
CS, you are in charge. Is the response from, is this your CS?
No,
Your
DPO.
making sense to you?
The response.
Chair, I think just to amplify, because I think the DPO is secretariat to this
Yeah.
committee.
Mhm.
Yes. It was during these deliberations, after their submission to this committee, that at this point...
Did you
that
go
was-
through your report when you were at Cheribada?
Yes, Chair.
And you saw all these things? Please, honorable members, time is not on our side. Whatever we can do with Kapiri. Yes. We still have another witness waiting. Honorable Singombe, bullet. Honorable
Bullet
Mansa,
question.
bullet. Honorable Shakafuswa, bullet.
CS and your team, having interacted with this committee, what are you taking to Kapiri today?
Honorable Mansa,
On page 3.
on page 3.
Yes, I'm worried of the 1x2 classroom block at Move.
Bullet.
Why delay this project up to 2024 just because of 64,000 kwacha?
Honorable Shakafuswa, bullet.
Appendix 4, Chair, on the minutes. Let's go to page 2.
Appendix 4. page
Considering that the staff house is at lintel level, the Honorable MP pledged to complete the house using his charity organization, Stanley Kakobo. The DPO is saying they didn't minute this. You've reported this matter. How do we put closure? Is this the way you prepare minutes? CS. How do you put closure to this?
The DPO said it
That-
was not put in the resolutions.
It's reported here. So how do we put closure to this? Vis-a-vis, on page 6, there's an unfinished building there.
Those observations. Number 1, what do you take home, CS?
Chair, our take-home notes are timely, time consciousness, timely interventions in terms of project executions, generate expediency as required by the committee, and that the people are looking for
Not by the committee.
as alluded to by the committee, so that the
Yes.
people benefit, Chair.
Exactly. That's your duty. You are there in Kapiri CS and your team for service delivery. And those services are required by the communities in Kapiri. The question number 2 from Doc. CS, anyone can take it. Page 3. It was a bullet. Page 3.
Yeah, okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Chair. In our submissions, Chair, we indicated that management could not immediately secure funding, additional funding, to rectify the defects at that time in 2023, because the 2023 budget had already been committed by the October. The 2023 budget had
Who
already been
did the
committed
scope of
by
work?
October
Is it you?
2022.
Who did the scope of work? Because the scope of work must correlate with the funds allocated.
Sure, Chair.
But what I'm seeing, Treasurer, is the more you delay in implementing the project, what happens, Treasurer? Speak through the mic.
The project cost, Chair, goes up.
And that's what has happened there. Then the MP said, at whose cost? At whose cost? You delay the project because contractors today can now say, no, because the kwacha and the dollar. Out of your inertia. So that government continues losing money. A quicker one, yes. Do we have interests earned on this account?
Treasurer, can guide us.
Chair, except on the loan component of the CDF, that's where we earn interest.
What has happened to the main account? You are not utilizing the money. Money is sitting in the main account. No interest.
The main account, there's no interest. That's
Why?
the payment, Chair.
All the other local authorities, Honorable Singombe, all the other local authorities, tell them
Chair, your statement is very clear.
exactly. I don't know the type of account you have opened, but it must accrue some interest to be remitted to Treasury. The interest in the revolving account remains with you. Are you the right team? We are ending here. Your report, very bad. Not the report, but your work. We are beginning to be suspicious with Central Province. Your neighbors came here yesterday. Loans not utilized. Not even a single way. Not disbursed. Just yesterday. You also come here, projects from 2021, 2022 approved to date, 37. According to you, 21 complete, 16 still running, 55, 54, 75, 0. It shouldn't be like that. Anyway, amongst the permanent witnesses, the ministry is here. We also report to your employers, the Service Commission, Local Government Service Commission. According to our own findings, fortunately for us, not like you, Stanley Kakubo Foundation, then you don't conclude. We will conclude. We shall have a conclusion on Kapirimposh as well as other local authorities. Let's up our game. Do you know the queries? Unspent funds. It's only the administration that is spent component. I'm removing the immunity now. Go back to Kapili, Porsche, and do the right thing. Service delivery. As we are decentralizing, you prove that you are equal to the task. You have the capacity. Do not see the local authority of yesteryears. You are hungry, yes. Here is the food. You fail to eat. We end here. Thank you so much that you came, and you were so helpful in our interactions. Go well and do your job in Kapili. Our immunity removed.
Thank you, Chair, for the privilege of having us attend your committee. Thank you.
Whatever you say outside, it's okay.
My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC, and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number, and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you.
Shanishi